Tales like Rumpelstiltskin. Belief in the magical power of names is ancient and widespread. According to folk belief, to know a person's name, especially a person's secret name, confers control over him or her. In traditional societies, adults warn children never to tell their names to a stranger, recounting the sad fates of those who did. Tales about guessing names also satisfy children's keen interest in keeping, telling, and guessing secrets. The secret names in the following tales are made up nonsense words, and so they are virtually impossible to guess. But everyone knows that secrets are difficult, if not impossible, to keep. And we are starting with a Swedish story that is called Titeliture. There was once a poor woman who had an only daughter, and the girl was so lazy that she refused to turn her hand to any work whatsoever. This caused her mother grief to no end. The woman tried time and again to teach her daughter how to spin, but it was of no use. Finally, the mother made the girl sit on the thatched roof of their cottage with her spinning wheel. Now the whole world can see what a lazy, good-for-nothing daughter you are. That very afternoon the king's son came riding by the house on his way home from the hunt. He was surprised to see such a beautiful young woman sitting on a cottage roof. He asked the girl's mother why she was there. The woman was tongue-tied. How could she tell him the truth? She stammered. My daughter is on the roof because she is such a clever girl. She can spin the long straw on the roof into pure gold. Aha! Cried the prince. If what you say is true, and this maiden can spin gold from straw, she must come to the palace and be my bride. So the girl came down from the roof and mounted the prince's horse behind him, and off they rode. When they reached the palace, the queen led the girl to a small tower room and gave her a spinning wheel and a great tall pile of straw, and said, If you can spin this into gold by the time the sun rises, you shall be my son's bride. But if you have deceived us, you will pay with your life. The poor girl was terribly afraid, for of course she had never learned to spin thread, let alone gold. There she sat, her head in her hands, crying bitter tears, when the door to the room slowly opened, and in walked an odd-looking little man. He greeted her in a friendly way and asked why she was crying. I have good reason to cry, answered the girl. The queen has ordered me to spin this straw into gold before dawn, or I shall pay with my life. No one can spin straw into gold. No one? Asked the little man. He held out a glove that sparkled and shimmered in the candlelight. As long as you wear this, you will be able to spin it all into gold. But there is a price for using my glove. Tomorrow night I shall return and ask you to guess my name. If you cannot guess it, you must marry me and be my wife. In her despair, the girl made the bargain. As soon as the little man disappeared, she put on the glove and sat and spun as if she had been spinning her whole life. By sunrise she had spun all the straw into the finest gold. Great was the joy of everyone in the palace that the prince had found a bride who was so beautiful and so skilful. The maiden did not rejoice, though, but sat by the window and strained to think what the little man's name might be. When the prince returned from the hunt, he sat down, and to amuse her, he began to tell her of his adventures that day. I saw the strangest thing in the forest, he said. I came to a clearing, and there was a little old man dancing round and round a juniper bush, singing the most peculiar song. What did he sing? Asked the maiden. The prince replied, My bride must sew her wedding dress because she used my magic glove, and she will never ever guess Titeliture the name of her love. The girl smiled and clapped her hands and asked the prince to sing the little man's song over and over so that she wouldn't forget. And when the prince left her alone and night fell, the door to her chamber opened. There stood the little old man grinning from ear to ear. Before he could say a word, the girl held out the glove, saying, Here is your glove, Titeliture. When the little man heard her speak his name, he shrieked and he spun around, and then with a bang and a great puff of smoke, he shot up through the air and disappeared, taking part of the tower roof with him. The girl and the prince were married, and never again did she have to spin, because, of course, spinning is not proper work for a princess. That was Titeliture, a Swedish story from the book Can You Guess My Name? I hope you enjoyed the story.